Hey, Chantel.
Hey, Roxanne.
Hi.
Happy New Year's.
Yes, Happy New Year. We took quite a break. Okay. We took the last 2 weeks. But we are gonna be back starting next week with multiple episodes back on our Patreon, all that fun stuff. But we missed everybody very much.
We sure did. And during our break, we did upload an episode that was exclusive to Patreon, and it was all about the Housewives businesses. And you guys love that. So if you guys haven't listened, go back to listen because everyone's like, "I wish you guys could do episodes like this and give it, give it to us for free." But it's for Patreon.
Well, yeah, but we actually do need to do a part two and stuff.
I know
So
everyone loved it. I know I've been wanting to do part two, but
it sounds like, people really want us to do deep dives as well. So that's what we're
mhm.
gonna focus. Okay. You have some ice mocha that you're drinking?
Oh yeah, I have a nice coffee that I just shook.
Hey, wow. Well, I actually have like a great story that I wanted to share. And I thought this was the cutest thing in the entire universe. So over this, I don't even know when it was, okay, but a couple months ago, maybe more, I got a DM on Instagram and they basically said that it was from this woman and she said that her son was gonna go to Michigan and there was like a little bit more to it. And I was like, she's a mama bear. So she was like, I'm worried just because they're not from there. And I gave her my phone number and I told her to like reach out if there's any questions or if he has any questions because he was going to a town that I'm familiar with, but like I was like he can reach out to us and all this stuff. Well, right before Christmas, and I thought this was the cutest freaking thing ever. He sends a DM and he's like, I don't know if you're going to see this, but my mom loves listening to you guys. And he's like, I want to gift her your Patreon for Christmas. That's the only thing she said that she wanted for Christmas. And he's like, I just don't know how to go about it. Like, I don't know anything about this. And I was like, that is the cutest, most thoughtful thing. First off, shout out to her because the fact that that's what she wanted for Christmas, like, man, that felt really, really like sweet to hear. And I just thought, wow, what a great son that he listens to his mom and that he would sit there and send us a DM. Just imagine how he's going to be with like his future wife when it comes to listening, that he would send us a DM and be like, hopefully they, answer. And if they do, I can do this. And he did gift her it. And I just thought that was the cute. I showed like all our family members. I thought it was the cutest thing ever.
I like the way I told my husband was like, do you see how people want to listen to us
Yeah.
instead of like making it a cute thing? I was like bragging.
Oh my gosh. And your husband's probably like, ugh, who would want to listen to you fools? Because it's so over us. And
That's why I
so
had to do it that way to him. But no, that was a really the most sweet thing and the sweetest thing. And like you said, like when he gets married, you could just tell he pays attention, he's thoughtful, and like that's like girls line up.
I know, and I'm like, I think he's originally from Jersey. I'm not sure though. I'm just like, how do I make sure Jack is like that? And then I even told him that, and he was like to me, I'm sure he'll be just like that. And I don't know. I just thought that was the sweetest thing. So welcome her on our Patreon and we'll talk about it on our Patreon. But I just thought that was super, super sweet, and that made my like Christmas, and I thought it was
Hmm.
cute. Um, so shout out to them. I had to share that. I wanted to share that on our main platform too, but
Love it.
I wanted to okay, so we're gonna talk about Salt Lake City. There's a Mary Cosby documentary out as well. But before we get into that, we were just in the holidays and Nick Vile, we talked about him and he was so amazing to me at BravoCon. However, him and his wife are getting some heat. And I actually think this is such valid heat that he's getting. And I want to get your opinion because I just feel like some people just don't have hosting etiquette. And I
Okay.
could be wrong and you might disagree with me, but it's going viral that I don't know who the hell he does this podcast with. It's with his wife and there's like other people, but they don't really say their opinion. I don't know if they're scared. And just clips are going around where basically he has this house that he took over from one of his family members. And it was like the house that used to be their mom's or their grandparents. And they used to go there, like his siblings and him used to go there throughout the holidays. But now that he took over it and he bought it, when they go there, he was complaining that his brothers and mom was there for like 5 days or like a few days. I don't know for sure if it's 5 days. So I don't want to say that during Christmas, and that they kind of treated it like how it is when they're growing up, like, too comfortable. When he's like, they didn't treat it like it's Nick and Natalie's house. They treated it like what it was growing up. And he had a problem
Wait,
with
real quick. I have a question. Does Nick and Natalie live there right now, like full
yeah.
time?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Nick bought the house, like, and that's their full-time house.
Okay.
And so, he talked about, like, the hosting, and Natalie and him were like, he's like, it was just like frustrating because I would be cooking a meal for my family, like me and Natalie, and basically they would expect to eat out of that. And I was like, and I was like, wait, what do you mean? Like, of course they're going to expect to eat from that. Like, if you're hosting, you have enough food. When you make food, it's not like you just make food for your immediate family and the people that are over, you're like, get lost, like go make your own food or go to the grocery store and buy your food and bring it to my house. And I was like so scared.
No,
And
that's weird. That's weird already. Like that part is weird to me. The cooking already, like I can't. That's disgusting. The like them acting like it's their home, I can see his side a little bit, but keep going.
I will say, like, okay, we grew up Chaldean. I do feel like cultured people are different. And I feel like, a lot of Latinas, like, I feel like are kind of like us too when it comes to like food and when it comes to hosting and what we're used to. And I'm sure there's so many other cultures that are like that too. But when it comes to that stuff, it's like when people are coming to your house, if it is a couple of days, like it doesn't matter. And if you want them to bring things in advance, then you have to tell them in advance, like they don't know. And so then another thing was like that I didn't like from her, and I was like, "Ooh, she needs to kind of find Jesus." Is she talks about like Christmas Day, and she's like, we're all about to open gifts, like it's Christmas morning, and then they are not coming out of their room because they said that they're getting ready because they want to go to the 9 a.m. mass. And I'm like, okay, but we're about to open gifts, like we want to do Christmas gifts. Like I thought we were gonna do Christmas gifts together, and they are worried about like going to a 9 a.m. mass. And I was like, wait, do you know what the true meaning of Christmas is? Like, if they want to go to Christmas mass and you don't want to at all, that's your prerogative. But that's the whole purpose of Christmas. Like we're celebrating Jesus's birthday. So like if they want to go to mass and then do your guys's gifts, like obviously her kids, like, or her son or whoever it is, a boy or girl, woke up and did the gifts. Why are you mad about that? That's so gross to me. And so that was the number 2 red flag that I was so scared about.
Wait, so I'm confused. They're on this podcast like explaining these things, thinking people are gonna be on their side with it.
Yes.
Wow.
And then part 3 was she talks about like breakfast for Christmas, and she's like, we were asking them like what we were going to eat, and she's like, and they just like wanted eggs, and she's like, who wants to eat eggs on Christmas morning? Like I thought, Christmas morning you do like this type of breakfast. And I'm like, I am genuinely so confused. Like if you are the one and this is your house, first off, if you want something that morning to like, because it's Christmas Day and you're like, some people do like Christmas casseroles or morning casserole or whatever, like you should already have that stuff planned where you would make that. Like why would it bother you that they're like, okay, let's just eat eggs if you have nothing coordinated and planned for Christmas morning?
This is like third world problems here. I don't understand like why any of this is even a big deal.
I was just in shock when they were complaining about this. And I'm like, they honestly need to take a hosting class because I don't care. People are at your house. You figure this out. And if you need to figure out like you have everything arranged and be like, this is how it's gonna go. Let me know if you think differently. Like do
Yeah.
that in advance.
Like the schedule and things like that, and like the schedules and like what people are going to eat, like that should be like talked about and communicated, because if someone's staying at your house for that long, it's like, let's do a grocery run. Like what do you guys like to eat? Like that's what I would do. I'd make sure I have bagels, I make sure I have fruit and stuff for everyone to eat all the time if they're hungry. Like I would have all those things. So it's crazy that like they are like making meals without them and like being weird about breakfast or Christmas morning. It's like everyone should make what they want. You should have a full spread of things on Christmas morning if you have
And
people over.
if you can't do that, then don't have them at your house and say like, or I'm going to need help. And keep in mind, these people are killing it. They make money.
Hmm.
They do well. And you, of course, like have the, not like, I do think whatever, like the husband side of the family, like you're just bitching about them. And I'm just like, that's so cruel and ugly. And I heard that on YouTube, he commented, one of the brothers had commented and like put them in check. Oh my goodness. Sorry guys. Put them in check about something. And I don't know how true that is though,
When you
but
it's funny because when you said hosting, like I thought you meant like they need hosting skills for their podcast, and then it took a whole nother turn of like actually hosting like people at the house.
yeah, no, I was so shocked. I was like reading the comments and I was like, if this TikTok community, because TikTok scares me, I'm like, if they literally agree with these people, we are so sheltered. Like, I think about my aunt growing up and how she had us at her house every single Saturday and Sundays, and how she would sit there and host for all of us. Like, our parents had, except with my mom, they all had 4 kids. So we'd all go to her house on the weekends and she's sitting there cooking for all of us. Like, we were very spoiled growing up, but now that I'm older and now that I have my own family, I'm like, how did like Chantal, how did Auntie Nawala and Auntie Nadia do
I
that?
know. It was a
Like,
lot
did
for
our
sure.
parents give them money? I really want to ask them. I'm so curious about it that they always took it on and hosted all of us. And just, we ate every time. We took food home every single time. And, even now, I'm always like, it is weird because, like, Chantal, I complain about this where it's like, I do love hosting, but I hate being the only one because then it's not fair. Like, because hosting is a lot of money a lot of the time. But if everyone, like, just kind of agrees, we'll, like, take turns, and I think it's fine. But I feel like this day and age, there isn't taking turns when it comes to hosting.
Yeah, and I also think back in the day, like I'm sure they just made like like rice, like a lot of the time, every single time, but they made like just like a pot of rice and stew. We all just ate that, and it wasn't a big
It's
deal. But like now
horrible.
we put so much pressure on ourselves to like make
Yeah.
a spread and all these things, and so like I can see both sides. Like I just think like if someone was coming to my house, though, I would want to go above and beyond. I would never want to go like less than. So that to me is what's weird about this whole situation.
And you guys are gonna like call me spoiled and be like, well, you don't have a clue. But I was so sheltered because, again, when we went to people's house, this is how it was. When they came to our house, this is how it was. It wasn't until I started working corporate that people would then say, like, if like my friends that I met that weren't Chaldean, because like growing up, I really did just hang out with typically, Chaldeans. So they would then say, they would invite me to like a party or invite me to their house that they're hosting, and they would say BYOB. And I'm like, what's BYOB? And it turns out it's like bring your own beer. And I'm like, wait, why would I bring my own beer? That's the weirdest thing ever. And I never learned that until I was older. And I'm like, yeah, that's not what we do here. What is this?
BYOB.
Yeah, like bring your own beer. Like,
Hmm.
that's the first like time that I ever learned that. Like, of course, like you go to someone's house and
And you
you
bring
bring,
things.
yeah, you can bring like bring some wine or bring something, but to tell people bring your own beer and you will drink your own beer, I'm like, that's the weirdest thing ever. But it's just because I'm not used to that.
I always knew that because like I grew up in an area like that where it's like you brought your own little cooler with whatever you're drinking to a party, and like if you're nice and you want to offer that to other people, you could. But literally everyone's parties were like that. It was so funny. But
Yeah.
we didn't grow up that way, like so I saw both sides though.
Yeah, you grew up in a town where it was predominantly,
BYOB.
yeah, exactly, predominantly BYOB. I didn't grow up in a town like that, so I didn't know and stuff. But, like, of course, like, we knew whenever we go to someone's house, we always bring something no matter what. Like, even, like, a play date, like, no matter, I went and I got 3 desserts. I had a play date this week. I brought 3 different desserts, like, you gift, like, some wine. Anytime you go to someone's house, you never show up empty-handed,
Yeah.
ever.
And
And
like if you're the one always hosting, like you can be the one to be like, "Hey, we're gonna do like a potluck." If someone wants to make an appetizer, like you can do that too. And that's still like you're still doing a lot by hosting and like getting your house ready and all those things. So it's just like, yeah, I think a lot of people do need an etiquette class though.
yeah, I don't know. Let us know what you guys think about this because I thought all of it was unacceptable. Like, my mouth was on the floor and I was like, this is like such I don't know. I'm not going to say anything that might be offensive. So, but I was just scared. I was just scared. So
Especially
yeah,
when you have money. Like if you have money, like dang,
um,
like you guys should be hiring a cook for everyone at that point.
that's how the rich stay rich. They're
I
super cheap.
swear. Cheap
Yeah,
asses.
I know. Like, all of
I
us.
would literally be broke if I had money because I swear you guys, like if I have family coming over, like that's exactly what I would do. I'd hire like a chef for us, like a couple nights a week, things like that, just to be fun and or even just get things catered.
If you guys saw how I hosted a Halloween party for like my 2 and 1-year-old and all that I did, like, and Chantel is such a great host too. You're such a fantastic host. So,
Thank you.
and then we clown on our other cousins because they're
They
they're
do
they're
the Kroger
oh,
Ritz
cheese box.
crackers.
Yeah, yeah, the Ritz and the square cheese, and we're like, no, make the cute charcuterie board like in Salt Lake City. What is this? So, yeah, I had to share that because I found it so funny. So this past week, also the Mary Cosby documentary came out, and Mary's like sister just people who were from the church and revealing like the truth about Mary Cosby. And, a lot of the things Mary Cosby said doesn't seem to be true. And, there's there's videotapes, there's court documents, there's recordings of them about like how they need more money. And the thing about Mary's grandmother, like having a will that said that, her husband needs to marry his step grandfather. I mean, one of
Mary.
her, like, yeah, marry one of the grandkids and stuff. And, um, it was all like a lie, what Mary has said. And it's crazy because we do idolize Mary, and there was so much wrong about what Mary does. And she does get away with a lot, because if this was like anyone else, I do think that a lot of the ladies are even scared to call her out. And I know Whitney had tried to, but it's not, the documentary was interesting because you think about, listen, what kind of church is that anyway, Chantel?
I thought it was what's it, a something with a P, I thought. Presbyterian?
Where they're like asking for like so much money all the time.
I mean, that's what like Mormon church do too. Like they do the tithing, like they're asking always for money. And like that's how the top like 10 Mormons are like the most richest people.
What if I told you that 2026 is the year you launch your business? Maybe you've got an idea you just can't shake, or that hobby that everyone in your life is telling you to sell. Taking that first step and finally taking action can feel impossible. But with Shopify, all you need to turn your dreams into your new future is at your fingertips. Make 2026 the year you transform into the entrepreneur, founder, and boss you were meant to be. And the one powerful move to make it all happen is starting your business with Shopify. Shopify gives you everything you need to sell online and in person, giving you all the tools to easily build your dream store. Choose from hundreds of beautiful templates that you can customize to match your brand. And you can set up quickly with Shopify's built-in AI tools that will help you write product descriptions and headlines, as well as edit product photos. Millions of entrepreneurs have already made this leap, from household names like Gymshark and Mattel to first-time business owners just getting started. Marketing is built in too. You can create email and social campaigns within Shopify to reach customers wherever they are. And as you grow, Shopify grows with you. The same dashboard that you start with will evolve as your business does to handle more orders and expand to new markets. In 2026, stop waiting and start selling with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/realm. Go to shopify.com/realm. That's shopify.com/realm. Hear your first this new year with Shopify by your side.
Goodbye, Kyle.
Did the sound of those words call to you like Pavlov's dog? Then you might enjoy our podcast, Turtle Time.
Every week, you can join me, Riley Hamilton, and my co-host, Amy Scarlatta, as we cover the most pressing Bravo news and dig into the new episodes to answer important questions like, who the hell is Adrian Malouf in this world?
Listen to Turtle Time on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. New episodes every Wednesday and Friday.
From the parents behind Law & Order comes a mystery the whole family can enjoy. Patrick Picklebottom Everyday Mysteries. Step into the whimsical world of Patrick Picklebottom, a precocious 11-year-old with a love for reading and an uncanny ability to solve mysteries. Inspired by the beloved children's book of the same name, this podcast vividly brings Patrick's tales of deduction and everyday adventures to life as he unravels baffling enigmas and solves clever cases. Patrick Picklebottom Everyday Mysteries is perfect for kids and is just as entertaining for grown-ups who love a good mystery. The whole family can listen now, wherever you get your podcasts.
The Regency era. You might know it as the time when Bridgerton takes place, or it's the time when Jane Austen wrote her books. The Regency era was also an explosive time of social change, sex scandals, and maybe the worst king in British history. Vulgar History's new season is all about the Regency era, the balls, the gowns, and all the scandal. Listen to Vulgar History Regency era wherever you get podcasts.
The war is over, and both sides lost. Kingdoms were reduced to cinders, and armies scattered like bones in the dust. Now the survivors claw to what's left of a broken world, praying the darkness chooses someone else tonight. But in the shadow dark, the darkness always wins. This is old school adventuring at its most cruel. Your torch ticks down in real time, and when that flame dies, something else rises to finish the job. This is a brutal rules light nightmare with a story that emerges organically based on the decisions that the characters make. This is what it felt like to play RPGs in the 80s, and man, it is so good to be back. Join the Glass Cannon podcast as we plunge into the Shadow Dark every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern on youtube.com/theglasscannon, with the podcast version dropping the next day. See what everybody's talking about and join us in the dark.
Hi, I'm Mike Carruthers, host of the podcast Something You Should Know. And in every episode, I talk with world-class experts about fascinating ideas that make you understand your life and the world in a whole new way. Recently, we explored why your brain requires friends to stay healthy, how pockets secretly shaped history, and the surprising science behind morbid curiosity. If you like learning things you can't wait to tell someone else, search for Something You Should Know. Start with any episode that grabs you. I'll be there waiting.
Okay. Yeah, I guess with our church, like, yeah, we will put some money in a basket, but it goes all to the church. Like, it doesn't go to individual people.
Well, I mean, that's how you pay for the priest, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're never.
The thing is, we don't I'm not gonna lie to you, like, Catholicism is so big. There's so much shady stuff that they do too, but it's like, we just don't hear it as much as times. And it's like, they don't, like, other than just asking for the, like you said, the weekly basket, there's not much that they're asking for.
Yeah, and it's never.
Like, they're not saying you need to give me, like, they're writing down exactly what you make to say you need to give me 10% of this or give me that. Like, they don't do that.
Yeah. And if you don't put money in a basket, like, there's no one's
You're
like
still in the church.
Yeah, no one's looking at you weird. No one's telling you need to put
sometimes I'm looking at the person next to me.
Well, you yourself are, and yeah. But like, I'm saying not the I guess I'm saying, like, not the church. The church isn't looking at you sideways and stuff. And I mean, half the time people are putting in like $2. Like, well, it is,
And I'm really not judging, because sometimes you guys, like, I don't have cash and I forgot to, and I get so embarrassed. Like, I'm like, oh my gosh, should I leave before this part? Like, should I go pretend I'm going to the bathroom because I die? But like, so I know sometimes maybe that could be the same thing for that person, but it is funny when I'm like, oh wow, that person didn't even go in their wallet to check.
Yeah. And then Mary's cousin is in it, like Mary's sister is in it.
Wait, real quick. The one thing I want to say about this whole documentary is, like, sometimes documentaries can be very, very, very one-sided. Did you get that, or you felt like that they portrayed it to like be very just factual? Because sometimes when you watch them, you're like, oh my God, the sky is green, even though it's blue, because like they try to give you everything on twice green.
I mean, yeah, it was very one-sided for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, they talk about Robert Sr. and that he is like, has a double personality. And then they said, like, you see his true form come out, like he's a total Jekyll and Hyde, and he would preach and actually call out people in the church, and then he'll ridicule them, and that it was just embarrassing. And yeah, like, that's weird. That's weird as hell.
Well, that's like, I think like that's what made everyone like even just weird about the whole Mary situation, is just like her being married to him. I'm very curious to see how everyone's gonna take this documentary, and if it's gonna change the way that like you said, we all idolize Mary. We're like, oh my gosh, she's so funny. But it's like, there are things that she does is wrong.
Well, so the cousin also alleged that he endured physical punishments and witnessed abuse as a child, including kneeling on pins and needles and watching another child beaten. And Robert Cosby Sr. is accused of shoving Dan during a prayer session, which Dan said became a turning point that prompted him to leave the church. And he said, to understand, I think that the cult of the Real Housewife points out trauma is real, and that the people will manipulate and make you think that God is a certain way, and they'll put their own righteousness into what they believe. And he's like, the cousin said, I think it's just bringing light to people who could be in a cult and not even realize they're in one. And, we hear also about how Mary was, had this relationship and with this guy, Cameron, who's now deceased. and she took him around everywhere and they had an affair, and we hear about that. And like, if you're in the church, like, you're not doing that, so that was
Well,
pretty
like
intense.
the leader of the church can't be sitting there acting all godly and then you're like having an affair with somebody. That's just like not a great way to represent anything in your life, especially a church.
Here's the thing that's questionable is you look at like a Mary and you look at all the materialistic things she has, and that is what makes me go sideways
Well,
because
that's I think that's why everyone went sideways like the first season. Everyone's like, this is not adding up. Like everything about this was not adding up.
yeah, so
The house is this, that, and then she's like just like mainly talking about her church. Maybe because she never explained it correctly, like, oh, they do have other businesses, but a lot of her life never added up in the first season, and that's why there was like so many Reddit pages about it and like so many different things. But it is crazy how like she came back and everyone, like even me included, like we're all like, oh my god, go Mary, we love you, you're so funny, like you're great on this show.
yeah, and I think that's what's really crazy too is that we all are like, she's so funny, and it's like, I don't know, is this scheming behind the scenes? I don't know. So yeah,
Do you think it was more on Mary or more on her husband?
I
Like,
think,
do you think it's like it's like she's getting a bad light because of her husband? That's what I mean.
I mean, her sister's talking mad shit about her,
Yeah.
so I don't know. I don't think that's really a good look when your sister speaks about you.
But
At
she
least
could also be jealous.
jealous that she married the grandfather
No, like
or
got the
the
money, got the
granddad.
money.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's interesting. It was an interesting watch, and I do think it makes you scratch your head, and I just feel like it pisses me off because if it was like any other religion, everyone would be coming for that religion, but like no one's questioning Mary.
That's
Like
what we'll see. We'll see what
outside this
happens with
world.
this documentary.
Yeah.
All
But
it takes is one documentary, you guys, and it goes crazy.
I don't know though. We'll see because people like to ignore it. But again, if it was like, a Catholic church, I feel like everyone would be, and even a different church, like I feel like everyone would be up in arms about it. It's just crazy. Again, the way I view it is I look at Mary and I look at all the things she has and the things accumulated, and I scratch my head a little bit and I'm like, okay, so people like gave you money to buy this like $10,000 purse. Just
Yeah.
weird, you know? But let's talk Salt Lake City. So weird. Bravo didn't really do any new episodes. I had no idea that they were gonna give a Salt Lake City episode, but they did. They sprinkled in a Salt Lake City episode this week, while like Beverly Hills, Southern Charm, it's been out for the holidays, which I get.
Potomac, Marriage Medicine, nothing has been on since like the 12/21.
Yeah. So, which I appreciated because it's been, I've been at home with like the family and stuff and occupied and sick kids and all that fun stuff. So, I mean, I was okay with it. But so I did catch up and I was able to watch the episode. Did we talk about Brit trademarking?
No, I was gonna say that's what we needed to discuss for sure. I have that in my notes, like the whole trademark and her and Angie going at it.
What are your thoughts on it? So
I feel like
what was
go ahead.
what was the reference, the comment?
The hair. Oh, I don't know the exact something
Like
about
the
the hair
body
and horror.
count, something about
Yeah,
body count.
your hair is a body count or something like that with the hair and
Yeah,
body
something
count.
with body count. And Angie said it to
Brittany.
her, and Brittany decides to trademark it.
I think me and you are gonna constantly like disagree on these episodes a little bit. Like I don't know, you guys. I've been Team Brittany, like not Team Brittany, but like something about her. Like I just agree with her. I think Angie was taking it way out of whatever, because I think like just because you said it does not mean that you get to trademark it.
But she said it and it became iconic because of her. It's kind of like you think about it with the Teresa and Melissa thing. Teresa had brought up the sprinkle cookie story. Like she's the one who made it a thing. Although like it happened to Melissa, she's the one who made it a thing, but then Melissa used it as an idea. And which it made sense for Melissa. But I mean, if someone says it, like if Angie was the one who said it, Britt's whole thing was like, you're just jealous that you didn't come up with it first. But I would be like weirded out by Britt for doing it, especially in never mentioning it to me.
I think the thing is like I think it because it wasn't so unique that's why I don't think it's that big a deal saying like high body count hair. Like it's like that wasn't that unique, and she used it as an insult against her. So for her to take that and be like, okay, I'm going to trademark it because you used it against me. Like if you know, like for example, if she said it to someone else and then like she was like, oh, that was clever, let me steal that. That would be weird. But because she used it against me, I'm like, okay, I'm going to take this. You're going to talk shit about me. I'm going to take it and I'm going to use it to my advantage.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like it does suck because Angie should have thought about it, and it sounds like she obviously didn't think of it. And what's crazy is Angie could have used it to her benefit. Like she works as a salon, she could like have done merch and stuff with it because she works with hair, and then she's saying body count hair, so she could have done something fun. But like I guess I get both sides. Like Britt's like, you didn't think of it, and then Angie's like, but I said it, so. And then Britt's probably like, well, then, but you didn't do anything with it. And now you want it because I trademarked it.
Yeah, I can agree to that. Like that, it would make sense more for Angie. So then I'd be pissed too because it's like I'm in the hair industry.
But that's when I'm like, I don't want to watch Real Housewives for them to like trademark things and make it like a business. And
that's why Winnie was like, why?
Weeks could have done.
I know. That's why Winnie, like at the end of the episode, she goes, you guys, we're in Greece. We're at like a freaking club. Like the fact that we're sitting here talking about trademarking and this and that, like, come on. Like, and I totally agree with her. It's like, yeah, why are we watching you guys argue about this?
Yeah, no, I agree. So I want. Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I just wanted to skip over to the part where Mary and them talk about Meredith.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a scene where Mary, Bronwyn, and Whitney are together, and we see Meredith, and Meredith is like, I'm just going to enjoy this trip. Like, I'm not trying to fight with someone. I think people are forgetting that Meredith has like gone through quite a bit in the sense where it's like she was just accused and she was basically almost iced out if she didn't apologize about this whole Brit thing and the airplane thing. And Meredith was like, all I was doing was venting to my friend. Everyone made it this huge scandal. And so she's like over the bad energy. Then we see the Mother's Day thing where she just wanted to talk to her son. They all had a problem with that. And Meredith was in a bad mood, which is like fair. Like if she feels like attacked, like you're going to be in a shit mood. And now, and here's the thing.
No.
You don't agree with this.
Oh my God, you're just sitting here making Meredith sound like she doesn't have a problem.
I don't think she has a problem. I don't think that she has shown this season that she has a problem. If you wanted to come to me like 2 seasons ago or maybe it could have been last season where we see things with Meredith that I'm like, is she on some Xanax or something?
And you don't think she's on that this season too?
I don't see her behavior being very questionable.
Wow.
And I also think a lot of people do take Xanax and they don't have like an actual issue. I mean, I don't think that they're abusing it. I think they're taking one to calm down. I mean, Tamra Judge, like I think that she's come across like she's taken it at reunions and she's like admitted to taking it at times. And I don't think she's like abusing it and has a problem.
Like, okay, let's take it back to this conversation. Like, they're clearly like very concerned. Like, Mary is a good friend of hers. Like, Meredith has had Mary's back before. So I think Mary does feel a little bit like a loyalty to Meredith a little bit. She is genuinely concerned. You don't think that raises red flags? Like, are we seeing the full truth here? Like, is there more things that they see that we are not seeing like on the show? That's like why I think like maybe she does have a problem. I think like them being this dramatic and talking about it, like they're going about it the wrong way.
I don't buy anything that's coming from Mary, Bronwyn, or Whitney.
Wow.
Mainly Mary and Whitney. I don't think that they're like, I am just so concerned for her. Like last season, in the beginning of this season, we see that Mary is over Meredith. Like she finds her to be annoying. And here's the thing. I get it because Mary is like, I see all the signs. But at the end of the day, it took Mary X amount of time to realize that her son was going through what he was going through.
No, but I think it was like she was trying not to. The son thing is so different because it's like it's your kid, you know. So it's like you're
right,
gonna
but
like.
If it's my kid, that's fair. But if it's my kid, like I know when something's off because you're my kid.
And I think she said she always knew, but it took her a long time to confront it.
I had that dream again. My small business needs to hire, but I don't use LinkedIn, and I hire an energy vampire. But also they're a literal vampire. And suddenly my team is spending all their time sharpening wooden stakes and buying bulk silver and rehearsing ancient chants, and then I wake up.
Don't let hiring nightmares ruin your dreams. LinkedIn Jobs' new AI assistant takes insights from over 1 billion professionals to create a short list of the best fits for you. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/quality. Start hiring today with LinkedIn.
Welcome to Mick Unplugged, the #1 podcast for self-improvement and modern leadership. I'm Mick Hunt, your host, and I'm here to challenge your why and fuel your because. This is where leaders, entrepreneurs, and go-getters come to level up. Each week, I bring you unfiltered conversations, game-changing strategies, and the kind of motivation that transforms lives and legacies. I've learned from legends like Les Brown, Damon John, and Robert Irvine. And now, I'm bringing their lessons, along with mine, straight to you. From modern leadership tips to creating unstoppable momentum, this is the podcast that redefines what's possible. Hit play, subscribe, and join the millions who've made Mick Unplugged their go-to source for growth and greatness. Because your next breakthrough is just one episode away. This is Mick Unplugged, the voice and face of modern leadership, entrepreneur, and self-improvement. Let's get started.
There are names that echo in the world of true crime, names that carry unanswered questions. Oakley Carlson, a 5-year-old girl who deserved safety, protection, and love, yet the system built to protect her failed, and Oakley disappeared. Her community still calls her name.
Or Ellen Greenberg, found in her locked apartment with 20 stab wounds, a case declared a suicide. But how does a locked apartment tell two different stories at once?
These are not just cases we have covered. They are people. They were loved, and they mattered.
Their stories deserve to be told with care, with depth, with truth.
I'm Ashley.
And I'm Ricky.
We are the husband and wife duo behind Crime Salad.
Every week we uncover stories of the missing, the silence, the misunderstood. We ask the questions that were left behind. We refuse to let these stories be forgotten.
Because behind every case is a family holding on, a community seeking answers, and a story that deserves to be heard.
We invite you to listen to Crime Salad,
your healthy portion of true crime, wherever you get your podcasts.
From the darkest corners of our imagination comes a game show that's more ridiculous than terrifying. Welcome to Tickled to Death. I'm your host, Roz Hernandez, and I'll be guiding guests through the creepy questions and chaotic games, all to win the ultimate title of Horror Movie Champion. Listen to Tickled to Death wherever you get your podcasts, and hit follow unless you want the show to follow you.
From the podcast that brought you to each of the last lesbian bars in the country and back in time through the sapphic history that shaped them comes a brand new season of cruising beyond the bars. This is your host, Sarah Gabrielli, and I've spent the past year interviewing history-making lesbians and queer folks about all kinds of queer spaces, from bookstores to farms to line dancing and much more. You can listen to Cruising on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. New episodes air every other Tuesday starting February 4th.
There are vampires out there. They're beside you in the darkness, but what people don't understand is that they're not monsters. They're just going to work, living their unlives. But we are a dying breed. Those who came before me, they are fearful and are not content to sit back and just disappear. And they'll do anything to fix that. From the creators of Parkdale Haunt comes Woodbine, a podcast about monsters, dreams, and changes, those you want and those you never saw coming. Season 2 arrives September 24th, distributed by Realm.
Yeah, like please don't ever be that parent who thinks their kid is like perfect. Like if there's something, there's something. I mean,
yeah, no, 100%. And you should confront those things. Like you shouldn't be scared of your kid. You're the parent.
Yeah, well, and so she tries to basically say like I've seen it firsthand, so I can recognize when there's an issue, and that's a fair argument if that's really what she's saying. But they're also saying like, oh, like all of a sudden Meredith is in a good mood. Well, she's in a good mood because you guys all talked about like, hey, we're on a trip, like let's just not be angry, let's get over these things. And so Meredith is like, I'm gonna go into this and like have a good day. Now that she's having a good day, they're like, she's bipolar. Like what? I don't know. I'm not feeling this. And here's what Mary says. And I disagree with the statement so much. And I think a lot of people might not disagree with the statement. But Mary says, when stuff is said and it's not true, it should not bother you. But I strongly disagree because when something is said and it's not true, and I'm like, bro, that is not true at all. Like, what the fuck? Like,
no, I agree with that.
I want to defend myself. Like, that's what you're saying is not true about me, and I'm going to defend myself. And then people are like, why are you so triggered if it's not true? Well, because you're saying that about me and it's not true. So like,
But let me tell you something. Like the difference that what you're saying and then what Meredith does is that like someone says something about her, she gets pissed and then she retaliates and tries to come up with this whole other thing to get back at you. Like with the whole episode about Brittany, like saying that she drinks a lot and she's throwing up. Like she made sure that she finds something to say the same thing about someone. The same thing about, like when she did Angie and her marriage. Like she goes back and retaliates and like she doesn't just say and she doesn't just stop and defend herself. She goes and like fights back. So that's where it's like questionable a little bit.
right, but because you hoes aren't innocent, you guys of all people shouldn't touch.
I know,
Let's
but
not even forget that literally when Meredith tried to bring out the like, okay, let's all take a drug test. No one was more scared and shaking off their boots than Whitney. Whitney looked like she was on a million different things based on her reaction and based on her de-escalating real quickly and saying how much she all of a sudden her tone changed. I love Meredith. Meredith, I love you. And we shouldn't do that, but I love you. So please. And I think that Meredith knows that they're on some of these things, or they also could be on something. So it's like, no, I'm not okay with that.
Let me say something though, because okay, like there's a difference with everyone. Like let's say for example, you do Xanax or you do Coke sometimes. Okay, this is just an analogy, y'all, and I do it all the time. And like I have an issue with it, and you don't. That doesn't like, and then I'm the one that has the issue with it, and I know you do it though, and I'm like, let's take a drug test, and then like just to catch you up, and then now you're scared. Like everything's okay in moderation. And for Meredith, and we're just assuming maybe she has a problem with a substance that she is using and the other ladies don't. Like they can use it and they can be fine. But with Meredith, they see a lot. They see a lot that she is a little bit more like on edge. She like starts fighting with people. She's like happy one minute and sad the next minute. Like there's still like a lot of inconsistencies. And I think that's where like they're maybe, I don't think they're actually concerned. Like you're right. They might not be that concerned and they're just like being bullshit about it. But I do still think that there's a problem with Meredith.
I didn't realize how many people actually take Coke.
I mean, I don't think you take it. I think you snort it.
Whatever. Southern Charm.
I know. Oh my gosh. You guys on our Patreon. That was a good one.
So then all of a sudden Bronwyn comes up and she's like, yeah, I kind of have to say something. This happened back in January, February, but Meredith's husband Seth was spotted with a woman. Like we were at a restaurant and he came and he said hi to Todd and he was with a woman and he said it was like a work thing, which like his job actually does consist of him having like, where he has to like have like meetings, and we don't know it to be true. And she was like, I did believe him and I did think that that was someone he worked with, but now with the way Meredith is acting, maybe that's not what, he that's not the like who he really was with, or maybe she knows something and that's why she's responding in the way that she's responding. And I'm like, Bronwyn, if anyone said that about your ass, like you would chop them up.
Yeah, 100%. I'm even annoyed that Bronwyn's in that conversation because she's gonna play both sides.
Yeah. Now over onto the ladies at spa day. They're all at a spa day where you have to be extra quiet, and
the fact that this episode, not only did they like get told to be quiet like 7,000 times at the spot, they also got kicked out of the restaurant at the end of the episode. He's like, we're closed, bitches, like we're done. Like these ladies, like they like overdo their welcomes for sure.
Yeah. Well, so tell me if you think this was a big deal. So
I know I think we're gonna agree on this one though.
As they're walking, they go into the pool and Brittany splashes Angie's hair and Angie gets really pissed because she just blow dried her hair. And what is your thought process? Was Brittany in the wrong for splashing the hair?
Do not splash my motherfucking hair when I'm in the pool at a spa. Like I would go crazy on anyone. Like this is not, we're not like outside drunk, we're at a spa day. Like my hair is blow dried. Like do not splash the blow dried hair. And I think anybody who gets their hair blow dried would understand.
That shit doesn't lighten the mood. Like splashing my hair doesn't make me kiki with you and find it funny, because if I have freshly blown out hair, I don't know one person who likes doing their hair. I don't. Okay. Yeah. I hate doing my hair. And if you splash my hair when I just did it, I mean, honestly, I would get over it and I wouldn't make it a big deal, but I would be like, that's not cute. You're not funny. That's annoying.
I just think with Brittany, like she is trying to lighten the mood, but like we're at a spa, like we're trying to be relaxed and zen. Like there's no mood. Like we're not outside taking tequila shots and like trying to say, let's lighten the mood, or like at night and when everything's done, we're like having fun. It's like, this is like, do not touch my hair. Like I would be 100% pissed.
Well, Angie's funny because she's like, it takes a lot of, there's a certain way I have to blow dry my hair, the roughness, like the how I hold the brush, the products I use, the oil that I use after, which was definitely, that part was like a little extra, but I was laughing at that because it really, no one likes blow drying their hair. Like I have not met one person who likes blow drying their hair. So
Agreed.
yeah. And then they start talking about like the whole like Meredith situation with Mother's Day. And she's like, Brittany does this all the time, Chantel, where she's like, no one checked on me and no one asked if like my kids reached out to me. And Lisa, like, I don't care what you guys say about Lisa. Like, Lisa does clock things. Maybe her delivery is not always right, but she clocks things. And she's like, Britt, like, your situation is entirely different, that no one's really thinking about it. And she's like, how is my situation differently? And she's like, Britt, like, at the end of the day, you told us that your kids didn't talk to you for 3 years because you choose men over them. And that's kind of like a valid reason for them not to speak with you. And Britt's like, okay, well, I told you that as I was being vulnerable. And then they're trying to compare like the whole Meredith, like being sad about her son not reaching out in comparison to Britt, but like it is entirely different. And the reason that your kids are the way they are is because of your decisions that you've made. Like even when Whitney was like to Britt, I need you to go 30 days without speaking to men. And she still broke it right away. And it was like for the sake of her children, to show her children, like you're the red flag here and it's not comparable.
No, I agree to that. I agree to that statement. I think it was just like, I think Lisa went really hard in on her, especially when Brittany had her back in the beginning of the season. I was like, damn, she really was going in with her.
But it's, the truth is the truth. Like that's a complete different situation. Your kids literally chose not to speak with you because you chose men over them. So we can't really feel sorry for you that you did that.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree to that.
Yeah. And like she was like, and Britt was like, you get to see your kids to Meredith. And again, it's like the reason you have
That's
issues
your
with
fault.
you,
Yeah.
right. It's completely different. So I thought that whole part was weird. And then, you know, when they all get together, there's a scene where Whitney was like, I think she was talking to Heather and she says like to Heather, you know, it was really sweet because like Mary Bronwyn and I, we were like having a conversation about like Meredith, her issues. And just, it was so sweet that we're like all discussing this over someone we love. And I was like, in what universe would someone take that as sweet?
I think that's where Whitney like does not know how to approach situations either, and she gets so mad and she like, stop, I'm talking, hold my hand, blah blah blah, like whatever her antics are. Like it's like you don't even know what you're saying when you're like trying to enter this conversation.
No, she just tries to make what they're doing right and tries
Yeah.
to make us believe that we think that they're doing this out of the goodness of their heart because they genuinely care about Meredith. But if you did, like, let's be real, none of this would go on cameras. If you genuinely thought Meredith had an issue, you would talk to her outside of the cameras and be like, listen, this is a big deal. I don't want to put it out in the world, but I'm going to put it out to you like one-on-one because I genuinely care about you. But I don't think that Meredith would ever look at that conversation of those three and say anything was sweet, especially when her husband gets brought up.
100%.
I stopped writing notes after Chantel. So what
But
else?
the one thing I want to really just like discuss though is like the whole like when I think when they were at dinner again, like we have Heather like defending everything Brittany is saying to everyone. Yeah, and like I wanted to
called it out.
What'd you say?
I'm glad Mary called it out.
Yeah, I wanted to know, like, do you think there is a difference of Lisa defending Meredith compared to how Heather is defending Brittany?
I think that Lisa and Meredith have like a history of a bajillion years. And I would expect that from you, Chantel. And especially because a lot of the time it's everyone coming for Meredith. I think that Heather is defending Britt out of like convenience, like just to have a storyline for herself where it looks like she's talking and contributing to the conversation. I don't feel like Heather and Brittany have this like solid foundation or relationship, and that's why she's doing it. And I think that a lot of the time the defending is not even needed and it's not serious, and like Britt can handle it on her own or Britt is in the wrong.
Yeah, no, I can agree with that for sure. Like I do think that there's a difference on their like on how they're defending each other.
So I was very glad that Britt or that even Mary was like, okay, you like go too far with how much you defend her, because I genuinely feel that as well.
The other thing was too was like I think the way that she was defending her was like she was saying things like you know, she's more successful than all of us. She was talking about her IMDb about Brittany, which I didn't know about. Do you think that like that was rude? Like Bronwyn got so mad that she said that. Do you think that was even a bad comment to say? Like, would you be pissed if I said like about someone else in front of a group like she has a lot more accomplishments than all of us?
No, I don't think there was anything wrong with her saying that. I mean, facts are facts. So if she does, and what does Bronwyn have? Like, I don't understand why is
That's
Bronwyn
why
getting
she got
mad?
the most. That's why she got the
Yeah,
most
like, what are you
offended.
getting upset about? Because
Uh-huh.
like you like I don't get that. So I don't know. I don't think anything's wrong because I do think a lot of people do think Brit is like ditzy, but if she has accomplished things, then kudos to her, like it should be brought up because if Heather's like whole point was like, you guys all come for her, but she's actually accomplished quite a bit in her life. Like that's an amazing thing. Granted, does it mean it's more than everyone? I guess she didn't have to say that part.
I also think that Brit should get full-time status, you guys, and I am interested in her life, especially with her kids, if like they get back on track. And I hope they give that I hope they give her an ice next
Well, her
next
daughter was at BravoCon, so she brought her daughter.
It's
Well,
beautiful.
what do you think about that whole Meredith situation where it is revealed that like Meredith says, like, I did say that you were drinking, and then Bronwyn in her confessional was like, no, Meredith asked me, so I told her. Because like for me, Bronwyn doesn't like Brittany, so any chance that she can get to like throw Brittany under the bus, she does do it.
100% I think she did because it's like you're the one that was her roommate. You probably did make a comment
Yeah.
about that. The one thing about it though is Brittany wasn't denying that she did that. She was just like, why are you guys making it a thing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like why are you guys making it a thing now? Like just because I was drinking all day on a boat, I was on vacation. Why are you guys making it into this thing now? Because again, Meredith like loves to do that because Brittany did something to her, so now she wants to make it a thing. Like that's why I just don't like love this like whole Meredith situation.
You really like Brittany, huh?
And I hated her, you guys. Like last season, I couldn't stand her. Even like the first episode of this season, I couldn't. But like something just like clicked with me with her.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Well, yeah,
I
that
just
was
feel like she's a young, like I think she's the Lulu. Like don't get me wrong, she's definitely the Lulu girl. And but I think that's why I like her. Is just she's so like she's so cuckoo.
What do you mean young? Like what were you saying?
Like and she's not young. Like she just brings a free spirited, like
I mean,
the
she's
splashing
young.
of
How
the
old do you think she is? I mean, she's the same age as everyone else, is what I'm
no
trying to
more like she's splashing of the hair. Like she just acts like a teenager.
She's actually older than Lisa Barlow.
Yeah, she just her spirit. She acts like more of like a teenager than everyone else.
For you guys, just so you guys know, she's 54. Lisa Barlow's 51, which yes, that is young, but like I don't like that stuff to me, like the splashing, like that shit's not funny.
No, I agree with that part, but like I think she just brings a different energy. Like, she's on vacation, she wants to drink, like that kind of stuff.
We all do.
And then, like, look, you get crucified.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, because they're trying to like say one person has a problem while they all do the same shit, So I don't know. Good episode. Salt Lake City is absolutely killing it because I'm always like, like I have to watch Salt Lake City, but then I watch it, I'm like, it's so good. Like
So
what?
good.
Yeah. So next week we'll be back, you guys. We have so much to discuss from Married to Medicine, from Potomac, from Southern Charm, Salt Lake City, Beverly Hills. Like we're gonna have a lot of episodes. We even have Summer House now coming out. And when does Summer House come out? It's like coming out February 3rd. Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So we have some time for Summer House, but we have a lot of episodes that are coming next week, along with 2 Patreon episodes. We'll be back on Patreon. So we are excited about that. So, yeah, sorry if we've been a little quiet, but we're back. We're back in action for 2026. And we hope you guys all had a really great new year.
Yes. And good vibes to this year, you guys.
Yes.
All good things.
Thank you guys for listening. We love you guys and have a great weekend. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Welcome to Mick Unplugged, the #1 podcast for self-improvement and modern leadership. I'm Mick Hunt, your host, and I'm here to challenge your why and fuel your because. This is where leaders, entrepreneurs, and go-getters come to level up. Each week, I bring you unfiltered conversations, game-changing strategies, and the kind of motivation that transforms lives and legacies. I've learned from legends like Les Brown, Damon John, and Robert Irvine. And now, I'm bringing their lessons, along with mine, straight to you. From modern leadership tips to creating unstoppable momentum, this is the podcast that redefines what's possible. Hit play, subscribe, and join the millions who've made Mick Unplugged their go-to source for growth and greatness. Because your next breakthrough is just one episode away. This is Mick Unplugged, the voice and face of modern leadership, entrepreneur, and self-improvement. Let's get started.
Welcome and enter if you dare. Hi, I'm Hallie Keeper.
And I'm Allison Leiby. And together, we're the hosts of Ruined, a scary movie podcast where Hallie tells me the grisly details of a haunting new horror film each week.
Whether you're a terror hound like me or a scaredy cat like Allison, we've got so many thrills, chills, and obviously kills to share with you in every episode.
It's the podcast that'll have you saying, that was so funny. I should not have listened to it at night with all the lights off.
From the greats like The Exorcist and Poltergeist to modern classics such as Hereditary and Get Out to the freakiest new releases like A Quiet Place and Terrifier, we ruin them all and we'll leave you howling, mostly from laughter, sometimes because you're turning into a werewolf.
Ooh. Listen along as I try and guess the movie's twist, predict who will survive, and answer the hardest question of all. What would you do?
So please listen to new episodes of Ruined every Tuesday on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
And whatever you do, we're begging you, please
keep it spooky.
Look, we all know there are a lot of celebrity interview podcasts out there, but there's only one, Happy, Sad, Confused. I'm Josh Horowitz, and yeah, I'm the host of the show, so I'm a little biased, but truly Happy, Sad, Confused is the place for nerdy and intimate conversations with all your favorite actors and filmmakers. From Andrew Garfield and Scarlett Johansson to Christopher Nolan and Quentin Tarantino. For over 10 years and over 700 episodes, Happy, Sad, Confused has broken movie and TV news every single week. That's because I ask all the questions I want to know, and more importantly, you want to know. Casting what-ifs, backstage stories, acting pet peeves, and much more. So whether you're into superheroes, prestige TV, or just the coolest actors and directors alive, you're going to learn something in every episode. Listen to Happy, Sad, Confused on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This podcast is dedicated to my younger self because she really needed it. She couldn't keep a man or a job. Welcome to Broco Therapy. I'm your host, Stephanie Macon.
I'm your co-host, Rose McAleese.
Every week we dive into dating, sex, and relationships.
Who doesn't want best friend kind of deep conversations?
It's about creating a safe space and just having a good time while listening and also crying a little bit.
I think there's nothing better than listening to a podcast and crying.
Yes.
That's how all podcasts should be, is you crying silently to yourself.
And that's on therapy. And I just want to say that we are not professionals, but we bring professionals on the pod to therapize us, to give us some advice. Listen to Broco Therapy wherever you love to listen to podcasts, and head to brocotherapy.com for all the info and the links. Therapy is too expensive, but this podcast isn't.
Bro Therapy. Hi, I'm Brandy Basanti. For the last 15 years, I've starred on one of the most successful reality shows of all time, Story Tours. On my new show, The Real Reality, my guest and I will reveal the real story of what it's like navigating fame and notoriety. Because it's my show, I can do whatever I want. I can say whatever I want. No filters, no rules, no network executives. And I believe that's what the world wants. Raw, real, authentic, and I'm gonna fucking give it to you. Though success is great, being in the public eye can come at a cost. Oftentimes, what you see on camera is not the real reality. On each episode of my show, we'll sit down with a different notable individual from the world of TV, film, sports, or internet fame. We will explore their unique story, what really happened on and off camera, how becoming famous has truly impacted their lives, and what their vision is for their future. In a world obsessed with celebrity, followers, and subscribers, the true story is often lost or even buried. This show will reveal what really happened. This show will reveal what people really felt. This show will reveal what fame is really like. This is The Real Reality. Subscribe now, wherever you get your podcasts.